All right, so now that we have talked about taking notes, we are going to practice taking notes. We have lots of tips, and I would say the number one thing to remember is we don't want to write down every single thing we're hearing in the video. Only little short words and phrases. So let's start with our first video we're going to practice together. So you're going to watch this video, I'm going to watch this video, and we're going to take notes. But before we do that, we want to make sure we always record the information about where we're taking notes from. So our first video is called Toronto Vacation Travel Guide. I know that someone in our class dreams of going to Toronto. So we're going to work on taking notes on this video first. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the name of the video. And I'll show you where to find that name. The name of the video should always be right here, right underneath where the video appears. And to make it really easy right now, I'm on my computer, so I can just copy it down like this, but you will have your pen and your paper there. I can just click copy and then go back to my paper and put the name of the video in right there. Whoa, it got kind of big. So you'll be doing that with your pen when you go and write yours in. So I have the name of my video. Then I want the web address, the website address. I'll show you where to find that now. So here is your web address. So I will, again, I'm on my computer so I can do it very quickly, but you can copy this down with your pen. And you want to put that right in here where it says web address. And when you hit enter on the computer, it turns blue. And then the date. So with the date, you want to put both the date that you went and watched the video. So today is Feb 16th, 2021. And then you can also put the date that the video was made. So why don't I put that first? I'm going to go back and see when this video was made. And if we look down here, right underneath the title, excuse me, we can see that this video was made on October 8th, 2013. So I'm going to copy that date as well, and I'm going to put it in here. So paste it right there. Oh, that kind of made everything look all weird, but that's okay. So that's the date of the video, and this I'm going to say was the date I accessed it. Accessed is just a fancy name for the date that I got the video on. Okay, so my next step is I want to brainstorm everything about the topic that I know, about Toronto that I already know, because this is going to help prepare me. Same thing with reading. It's going to help prepare me for what I'm going to see in the video. So if we were together in class, I would ask you to tell me everything you know about Toronto. So you might know more than I do, but I'm going to write in points here what I know. So I know that it's a big city. Actually, I think it's the biggest city in Canada. I know that there are many cultures in Toronto. I know that there are lots of stores and restaurants. I spelled it wrong, but that's okay. Lots of tourists and sports teams. And I know that it's on a lake. And I think, you know, that's pretty much. I kind of want to watch the video now. So I just want to make sure I think about some of the things I already know, because that's going to help me. So now I'm going to watch the video. If you want to, when you're watching this video, you can watch the video twice. So you can just watch it once all the way through, and then watch it a second time. And the second time, take notes on it. But right now, just to be quick, I'm going to show the video on this screencast. And you can either decide if you want to start taking some notes, or if you want to watch it a second time, rewind it and watch it a second time, and then take your notes. So here is the video.
On the northern shore of Lake Ontario, near the U.S. border, lies Canada's largest city. Toronto is the capital of the province of Ontario and is a major economic and cultural center for the country. Founded as York by the British in the late 1700s, Toronto is now a proudly Canadian city, and nearly 6 million people call the Greater Toronto Area home. The megacity attracts people from all over the world, and neighborhoods such as Chinatown, Greektown, and Little Italy are just some examples of Toronto's diversity. Nearly everywhere you go, you can catch a glimpse of the city's iconic CN Tower, one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Architecture meets art in the Art Gallery of Ontario, designed by the groundbreaking Toronto-born architect Frank Gehry, who used to visit the original gallery as a child. No less impressive, but from a different era altogether, is the elegant hilltop castle, Castle Loma. It was dreamt up a century ago by the ambitious Sir Henry Pellet, whose family motto was, "Foremost if I can." This motto perfectly reflects the spirit of the Torontonians in what is nicknamed the city that works. The entrepreneurial Canadians also know how to relax. Take a stroll in one of Toronto's many green spaces, such as the Edward Gardens and High Park. Families, couples, and students share the botanical displays with the curious chipmunks. Near the waterfront, Toronto's rejuvenated distillery district mixes the old with the new in a tasteful way. One of the most striking contemporary twists to a historic building is the design of the Royal Ontario Museum. Browse the galleries with artifacts of Canada's Aboriginal peoples and depictions of the country's past. Then see artworks from across the globe and explore the nature exhibits. Overlooking Lake Ontario is modern Canada Square, a cultural hub in the heart of the award-winning Harbourfront Centre. Relax a while in the centre's pleasant marina, or visit a theatre or brew house. Sports fans can catch a game in Rogers Centre or visit the nearby Hockey Hall of Fame. First-timers are often surprised by the size of Toronto, which is North America's 4th largest city. Dundas Square, the downtown end of Yonge Street, is reminiscent of New York's Times Square. Find designer brands in the Eaton Center, or shop in the city's huge underground mall called The Path. A different shopping experience altogether are the vintage clothes stores at the Kensington Market. This central neighborhood represents the funky anything-goes side of Toronto. When it's time for lunch, try Italian or Greek food, or a typical hog-town treat. St. Lawrence Market in the heart of the Old Town is the best place to go for fresh produce. Families should check out the fun Ontario Science Centre, or visit Toronto's exciting entertainment parks. See the bears take a nap or take a splash in the Toronto Zoo, and meet Snoopy and his friends in Canada's Wonderland. Ontario before taking a day trip to Niagara Falls. The largest of them all, the Horseshoe Falls, sits on the border with New York State. Each year, millions of people come to watch this spectacle, an experience you'll never forget. The falls are the perfect finale to your Toronto visit.
Okay, and now if we were in class together, I would ask you to share some of the notes or some of the things that you picked up. He talked kind of quickly, so I would suggest that you watch it once and enjoy all the video pictures that you see, and then watch it again and see which words you can write down. I will tell you some of the words I wrote down. I won't tell you all of them because I don't want to take up too much time, but I wrote down capital of Ontario. And that's one thing we learned in our tips, right? You want to use abbreviations or short forms so it doesn't take so much time. I have 6 million people. I just did 6 mil. Chinatown. I want that capital. Chinatown. Greektown. They talked about the different areas of cultures you could visit in those places. The CN Tower. And then I have modern 7 wonders of world. So you notice I'm not writing in complete sentences. These are all just words and phrases that I picked up. Art gallery. They talked about, and I'll just use TO for Toronto. They talked about who made the art gallery and stuff, but I didn't get any of that. It was too quick. They showed a lovely hilltop castle, and I think they said the name was Castle Loma. I don't know how to spell that, but that's okay. Loma. And it said they were nicknamed the city that works. But then they said you can also relax in Toronto. They talked about the Royal Ontario Museum. Oh yeah, I said I was using ON. Museum. And they said the Rogers Sports Center. And I have Hockey Hall of Fame. It's North America's 4th largest city. I thought that was interesting. And a 4th largest city. And I have a number of other things written down, but I'm going to stop. I'll just read them to you. I have Dundas Square, the mall called The Path, the St. Lawrence Market, the Ontario Science Centre. You can also visit the Toronto Zoo, and I think they talked about the bears there. You can also add things to your notes after you're done watching if you remember what they said. They talked about Canada's Wonderland, and they talked about also ending your trip by going to Niagara Falls. And they talked about the Horseshoe Falls and how it borders with New York State. So those are some of my notes. So this is what your notes would look like. My notes, when I do them with pen, and I usually do them with pen, also have a bunch of arrows and circles and that kind of thing. Okay, let's practice with our next video. So our next video is pretty much the same. It's by Expedia, a travel company as well, and it's about Niagara Falls. And I remember hearing that 2 of you had visited Niagara Falls, so we are going to talk about, or listen to a video about Niagara Falls. Again, we want the name of the video in there. Niagara Falls. I'm not sure why it's not pasting. There we go. And the web address. So again, we find that web address right up here. Right up here. So I'll just copy it, but you would write that down with your pen. And we want to put that right in here. We always want to make sure we know where we're getting our information from. Then again, the date that we're accessing it. So I'm going to say date. You can write this in yours, or I'll have it there for you in yours as well. Date access. That's today, February 16th. February 16th, 2021. And then the date of the video. I'm going to say date of video. And if I look over here and I click on the video, I'm going to find the date right over here. And it was made on December 3rd. Just pause that. So I want to put that in here. Date of the video, December 3rd. Okay, so what do I already know about Niagara Falls? I know that it's near Toronto. We just learned that, right? Know that it's near Toronto. It's a huge tourist attraction. We share it with the United States. I know that people have crossed it in a barrel. That's crazy, isn't it? In a barrel. Yeah, so these are just a few of the things that I know. I want you, if you know more things, you write those down in this spot over here on your paper. You write down all the things you know. You can copy down my things and write down some other things that you know as well. Okay, so now I'm going to watch the video. Maybe watch it once, all the way through, and then watch it again and take some notes on that video. So here it is.
Falls are located on the border of Ontario Province, Canada, and New York State, USA. The water flows from the Great Lakes, the world's largest surface freshwater system, all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean. See one of the world's most awe-inspiring displays of the power of nature from the sky, from the foaming river below, or even from within arm's reach. The Niagara River connects Lake Erie with Lake Ontario, but before it gets there, the water plunges down almost 170 feet in a straight drop. The volume of water that comes tumbling over the crest is overwhelming. Almost 170,000 cubic meters of water, that's 6 billion cubic feet, thunders over these combined falls each minute during the fall's peak hours. Most people don't realize this until they get there, but there are actually 3 waterfalls. East are the American Falls and the narrow Bridal Veil Falls. Then you've got Goat Island, and to the west is the impressive Canadian Horseshoe Falls, the widest and most powerful of them all. Glide over the river, or explore the many other vantage points to see the water plummet into the depths below. The resulting plume of mist is visible from miles away. To feel its spray, board the Maid of the Mist. The first wooden steamboat took people to the falls as early as the mid-1800s, and while the maids are now made out of steel, the excitement during this half-hour cruise has changed little since. If you want to get as close to the curtain of water as you can, embark on a journey behind the falls and see and hear the water rush past right in front of you. Below the falls, the foaming water mass squeezes its way through a narrow gorge, creating the Whirlpool Rapids, which you can get to aboard a jet raft. Aside from nature, there is also plenty of family entertainment to be had under neon lights. Take the kids to visit the Niagara Skywheel and nearby themed attractions and arcades. Cross the Rainbow Bridge to the American side to see the Aquarium of Niagara in a serene environment, or stay on the Canadian side and enjoy the Niagara Park's botanical gardens. Niagara on the Lake is only a short drive away. Visit this pretty 19th century village to browse boutique shops, play golf, or have lunch before you set out to explore Ontario's wine country. A shuttle bus or taxi can drop you back at the falls in no time. Scale the Skylon Tower to admire this glorious landscape once more. Less than a 2-hour drive from Toronto, and only a taxi ride away from Buffalo Airport, getting to Niagara is easy. Their accessibility and splendor make the Niagara Falls one of the most photographed natural spectacles in the world. But of course, no picture can capture the thrill you feel and the roar you hear when you witness Niagara's astonishing power. An impression that will last a lifetime.
Okay, so now we will go back here and I will share some of the notes I took. That was very fast. So if you guys feel like you need to watch that a couple of times, a few times, please do. But get some notes. You can use some of my notes, but get your own notes as well. So I'm not going to share all of them with you. It was really fast for me too. I would have to watch it again for sure. So I have water from Great Lakes. Oh, I'm going to just take my bold off here. Take it off there. Water from Great Lakes flows to Atlantic. So the Atlantic Ocean, which we talked about. I spelt it wrong, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. Niagara River. I heard Niagara River. I'd have to go back and see what they said about the Niagara River. I'm spelling that wrong too. Put my R on there. And one thing I did get was 170,000 cubic meters of water per minute. Wow. I'll just do an M for meters of water per minute. per minute flow from falls. Wow, that's a lot of water. And it's a 170-foot drop. It's incredible. I know, Sarah, you've seen this before. And then she said, we don't realize there's actually 3 waterfalls. And I got the name of 2 of them, but I would need to go back and listen for the other one. So she had 3 waterfalls, Goat Island, and Horseshoe Falls. But I couldn't hear the first one. Maybe some of you guys heard that one. What else do I have here? I have another number of things. Mid-1800 wooden boats. You could do the journey behind the falls or the jet raft. There's arcades. There's a rainbow bridge that goes across to the U.S. You could go to Niagara-on-the-Lake, which is a town nearby. So these are all things I have in my notes, but I want you to be able to put some of your notes down here. So I'm not going to give you all of my notes. Okay, now for the last one, it's how to create a healthy plate. I'm going to leave all of this. I want you guys to do it. And I'm going to leave you brainstorming what you already know and your notes. I'm just going to play the video here for you. And you can pause it and copy these things into it from the video. So I'll just pull the video up. We're going to watch this video, how to create a healthy plate. I'm going to pause it here so that you can pause this video and you can get the name of the video, the date, and I'll just move this up, the web page, so you can copy this down as well. You can pause this video and get all of those things and put them into this pink paper. So put that information here. Okay, I'll go back to it. You can see this. I'm going really slowly, or you can pause it as well. All right, and now I'm going to play the video. But before I do, you would think to yourself, what do I already know about healthy eating? So you can pause it here right now and write down some things that you already know about creating a healthy plate when you're eating. And then you can unpause it after and then watch this video, which I'll play here for you now. And you can watch it through once and then rewind and watch it again and take your notes. Here it is.
What can you make your family for dinner that's healthy and tastes good? You can follow the plate method. This healthy eating plan works for everybody, including people with diabetes. Indeed, making nutritious, healthy meals will be a snap. What's a healthy plate? It's a way to control your serving sizes where you don't have to count. Simply use a 7-inch plate for children and a 9-inch plate for adults. First, divide the plate in half and fill one of them with vegetables. There are 2 types of vegetables: starchy, like potatoes, corn, peas, or plantains, and non-starchy, like zucchini, jicama, cucumbers, carrots, or salad. If you have diabetes, fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables. Then fill 1/4 with whole grains or starches, like brown rice, corn, beans, or whole wheat pasta. In the other quarter, add some lean protein like tofu, grilled fish, or chicken. What about adding a side of tortilla or bread? That's hard to resist, I know! The trick is, serve yourself a smaller portion of the other starches on your plate instead. To complete your meal, add a drink like unsweetened coffee, tea, or a glass of milk. But remember that drinking 8 ounces of milk affects your blood sugar just as it would if you ate another tortilla or a slice of bread. Or you can also choose water with a squeeze of lemon or lime. How you create your plate is up to you. You have many options, as long as you remember to follow these healthy guidelines. And ta-da! You're all set! You might be thinking, how can you use the plate method to make vegetable beef soup or other meals? Simply follow the same idea. Fill your pot with low-sodium broth and lots of healthy vegetables like corn, cabbage, zucchini, carrots, and onions. And some lean beef, but not too much. Just like you'd put on a quarter of your plate for each person you're serving. If you want, add your favorite type of bread on the side. And you've got the right amount for a healthy meal. Enjoy.
Okay, so hopefully you have some notes you can put down from that video. Now, the fourth video, you're going to find your own. So think of a topic that you're interested in. So here are some topics on your assignment paper that you might be interested in. So if we look up here, you might find a video about cooking, gardening, sewing, how something is made, anything about the Underground Railroad, maybe the history of your culture group. Maybe you want to watch a video about Sudan or Eritrea or Mexico, or maybe you want to watch something, a sermon or a church service, but you will record all of this information. So you can start on your pink paper and record your own video here and what you already know and your notes, and then later you can put it on this white paper. You can record the name of the video, the address, the date, and take your notes. So you would just go into YouTube. Let's say you're interested in gardening. So you would go into YouTube. Whoops. I should pause this. And let's say I'm interested in how to plant tomatoes. Go in there and find a video. A shorter video probably. This one's about 4 minutes. Maybe I would do that one. Or how to grow tomatoes from tomatoes. Interesting. This one looks really interesting. Now the thing is, you want to make sure that it has words. This one looks like it might just be somebody showing you. So you want to make sure that you have words where you can take notes on the words. Some of the videos just play music and show you how to do something. Anyways, you will watch that as many times as you need and then record your notes. If you want to go straight to recording your notes on this paper, you can. If you want to start by recording them here, find your own video and record them here and then move them later to this paper, that's okay too. All right, please let me know if you have any questions. Have fun!